Konnichiwa, it's Abby. I'm in a Japanese mood today and I've decided to dress for the occasion. I've got my beautiful kimono with a strange pattern on it. We'll find out a little bit more about that later. I've got my koi fish to help tell the story, and I've got my chopsticks in my hair. Now today's book is based on a famous piece of art. It's a famous Japanese artist. It's not a painting, it's called a woodblock print, and it's by an artist called Hokusai. This famous painting is called The Great Wave, and here's the Great Wave. So this is the piece of art that it is inspired by. And this book is by Veronique Massenot and Bruno Pilorget. Aki and Taro were childless. The summer of their lives was nearing an end, but they had had neither a boy nor girl to give them joy. The couple had waited very long, and they had tried everything they knew to have a child. They had eaten countless herbs and special foods, and they had prayed fervently and given offerings at the temple. Fervently means they prayed a lot. They'd given lots and lots to try and have a child. At last they felt their hope was gone. The child they so desired did not come. There were many nights of tear and sorrow. Then, suddenly, a miracle. I wonder what kind of miracle is going to happen. It happened on an icy cold day in winter. The wind raged over the sea and threw mighty waves on the land, but the men of the village still had to go out to catch fish, for winter was the season of hunger, and no fish meant even less to eat. 3 long ships set out from the harbour. Together they fought the stormy surf, ascending wave after wave to the crests and falling back into the troughs. The men advanced in this way, wave upon wave, waiting for the right moment. They had fish to catch, whatever the cost. Then, just as they prepared to throw out their nets, an enormous wave rose up in front of them. It rose like a gigantic creature, opening its foamy mouth, greedily swallowing up everything before it. Fishermen, nets, boats, everything. It does look a bit like a monster, doesn't it? Trying to grab the fishermen. The men held their breaths in fear, clinging to the ships and ducking down. Some even closed their eyes. When they looked out again, the wave had broken. The brave fishing group had been spared. Soon the sea became as calm as the men's silent relief, but this quiet was penetrated by a small, angry cry, and Taro was heard to shout, "Look, that wet bundle down there is a child, a brand new life. The wave has set it down in our boat." Taro's heart beat more wildly than all the drums in the world together. He took the baby boy in his arms, and the crying child fell silent. Taro smiled. The child, so long waited and so long hoped for, had arrived at last. The happy years passed. Naoki, the boy from the sea, had a mighty appetite. He ate bowl after bowl of delicious rice, yet he did not grow any bigger. Now his 7th birthday was drawing near, and he'd barely grown an inch. Aiki was worried. Would he always stay so small? And Taro often thought, how could he ever become a proper fisherman? But the wise parents had come to know patience. We've talked about patience, haven't we? About waiting. Maybe their child did not want to grow. Maybe they had to wait a little longer. Wasn't it just a great joy to hold such a tiny life in their arms? Naoki waited to grow as well. While all of his friends shot upwards faster than bamboo, the boy often sat on the trunk of an old pine tree that stretched its branches out over the water. As he sat, Naoki's thoughts drifted across the sea, coming and going like the water's ebb and flow. The thoughts tormented him with hundreds of questions. Why am I not like the other children? Why did I not come from my mother's belly? Did a woman or mysterious wave bring me into this world? Who is my real father? Who is my mother? Who should I truly love? One day, as he was sitting on the tree trunk, Nike spied a beautiful fish beneath him. Its scales shimmered like silver, and it swam back and forth excitedly as if wanting to speak. The boy leaned down, and the fish smiled at him. He leaned down further, and the fish called his name. Then Nike leaned as far as he could and fell head first into the sea. Underwater, the fish seemed enormous. Its impressive whiskers were curly and black, and its voice rich and strong. "Hello, little man. Come with me. I know who can answer your questions." Nike swam behind him as if he too had fins. As the boy and the fish got farther from shore, their surroundings changed. The water became darker and colder, and the current stronger and stronger. Nike clung tightly to his friend just to keep going. "I thought everything was nice and calm under the sea," the boy thought to himself. "I thought you could collect coral, hide among the water lilies, play with starfish and find lost treasure." But the silent fish could not hear Nike's thoughts, and the two dived deeper and deeper into the dark underwater world. Then, without warning, they plunged into a whirlpool, and Nike was seized with panic. With all of his might, the boy pulled at the fins of his scaly companion. The fish reared up and swam more slowly, at last coming to a stop. "Where are you bringing me? I don't want to go further. I'm cold and scared. Please turn around. My parents might be worried. I want to go back to them, and quickly too." At these words, the animal's silver scales trembled and shone with joy. The back of the fish lengthened and began to move like a wave. Its body became larger and larger, sprouting mighty feet with sharp golden claws from its fins. The fish had turned into a dragon. "Hold on tight," roared the dragon. With a single blow of its tail, the dragon thrust himself out of the ocean, flew over the volcano, and placed the boy gently upon his dearly loved beach. "Goodbye, my friend," he said from a cloud above the sea. "Go now, you no longer need me." Nike did not speak. As soon as he felt the sand beneath his feet, he began to run. The happy boy ran and ran all the way to his parents' house. When he finally reached home, Nike turned to thank his noble friend. But the dragon was gone. The sea was as smooth as glass, as if nothing had happened. Now it is spring, and today is Koi Nobly, a children's festival. 1,001 carpfish float in the wind, their bodies made of humble cloth. Nike looks proudly at his fluttering streamer. It swims in the wind, side by side with those of Taro, his father, and Aiki, his mother. All three seem carried by a great wave filled with love. Joyful laughter is everywhere, for Nike has grown bigger. And here are these koi carp kites. This is the picture. It's a great wave off Kanagawa. It's a wood block print. And here are some of the koi kites. So you might have made some of these today. I wonder what lesson Nike learned from going with the dragon. Do you think it matters if he knows where he comes from? He's got lots and lots of love, hasn't he, at home? And I know that while we're at home, it can be a bit tricky sometimes. Sometimes we feel a bit cross, don't we? Feel a bit cross having to be at home. But remember that everyone loves you. We all love you at school, and they all love you at home. And we miss you lots. Have a lovely weekend and a lovely rest of the week. And I will see you all very soon. Okay, bye.